Chase the leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. It's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Just tripping on day dreams, got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep. Yes, I'ma get that bass the way she said it. Don't smoke in my face and I'ma let stay the way it is. Yeah, hey now, I'm on my way. Circling Marana, she look like she wanna. I'm on my way. Tell me what you thought of. What did you say that you need it? Show that you want me. Yeah. Circling Marana, eating me alive. You want me to love you. What did you say that you need it? Show that you want me. Yeah. Circling Marana, eating me alive. You want me to love you. What did you say that you need it?
Alright, I think I'm situated. I'm running a little late. A little bit. Hello, Jersey girl. How are you? How was your night? Hello, everybody. I'm running a bit late. I've been trying to mess with my my channel points and stuff, so kind of had me running a little late, that's all. Good, I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice, but boy, am I sleepy tonight. I had to wake up at like, I don't know, like 10 this morning, and I totally forgot I had errands to run. So, that kind of caught me a little off guard. Does the music and everything sound okay to everybody? Please let me know. Okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I don't know, Kitty Cat. I have no idea. I tried going into the actual extension itself, which is what I did the other day to change my pet because I didn't like where it was at. So I changed that and I went into all the settings and everything, and it doesn't show anything. But I don't know. I looked it up. What's wrong with Instagram? I don't think you told me about an issue with Instagram. But I had looked it up on Reddit, and I guess somebody else was having the same issue with the channel points. And I refreshed it, and it shows hydrate and challenge, but it doesn't show like feed or anything. I'll have to figure it out. I actually had to fill all like the affiliate stuff and all that jazz up today while I was out running errands, so I'm still trying to figure everything out that comes along with that, which I'll figure it out. But I didn't want to be too late either. It is freezing in my craft room today. It really is. It is quite cold in the craft room. What's going on with your Instagram, kitty cat? I only had a couple of these left from last night. 310s. Jersey girl, right? That's what I'm saying, is that I see the hydrate and I see the challenge, but I don't see treat either. So I don't know. Oh yeah, kitty cat. I don't do socials. Honestly, that was a big issue that I was having over on YouTube, was a lot of the events and stuff was all like social media, and my socials is literally YouTube, here, and my email. I don't do Facebook, I don't do Instagram, I don't, So yeah, then maybe I'll ask her. Maybe she'll know how I can fix that, because it's so weird. Earlier, when I set everything up, because I didn't have channel points and all that up until today, I set like a custom one for treat, but that didn't make a difference because it wasn't working, because it was a custom, like, you know what I'm saying? So since it was a custom one that I made, that's more for like, you know, someone to redeem it and we do something in the stream. So there's no way for me to like actually add an action to it from what I can tell. So I deleted it and then I refreshed everything, and like I said, I looked it up on Reddit. Prior to me coming up, there was nothing on there as far as Echo goes. Nothing at all. And when I refreshed it, it showed the 2, but it didn't show the treat. So I definitely have to figure that out at some point. But again, I didn't want to run too late past my normal time. Normally I'm up here by between 8:30 and 9 o'clock whenever I come up. Yeah, I agree. I'm definitely gonna I'll probably swing her a DM and just ask, hey, how can I fix this? Because I don't really know who else I could really ask. And every time I look up like how to do it, it shows me how to do channel points, which I didn't need help with. I situated that kind of on my own. And then like the basic guide to Pando, which I've already done that. So I didn't really need help with that portion of it. So I was just like, you know what? I'll figure it out at some point. What are you working on? Jersey girl. That's another thing I'm going to get situated as well. I'm going to connect the Discord and all of that stuff as well at some point. I kind of just need a little bit to, I might as well dump that all, to get all of that stuff attached. Like I said last night, I am very, 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 very over this canvas. Right, kitty cat, exactly. To be honest, I didn't think that I was going to reach that. In the short time that I did, I thought it was going to kind of take me a little longer. So I'd kind of have time to figure all that out. I know with like emotes and stuff, I'm going to have my husband draw a lot of them out for me. He loves to draw, so I don't draw. I can't. I can barely draw stick figures. Yeah, I get that too. Yeah, I'm sure. Like I said, when I initially started even thinking about streaming, I had no idea, you know, everything that had to go into it. I thought you just get up here, you go, boom, that's it. You know what I mean? And it's so not that. It really isn't. There's so much that has to go into it, and there's a lot of difficulties you could run into. You could be streaming for years and still run into issues. So. Yeah, I love those. Didn't you say your sister did those for you, kitty cat? I think that's what you said. I think they're so cute. I had seen the settings for it and everything, and it looks pretty straightforward. Like I said, I just have to get them drawn up and figure out exactly what I want and all that good stuff, which I will in time. Hi, Ronix. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate you. How is your night going? I hear that. Those badges, I think that is a pretty cool little addition to the platform. I really do. I think it's so awesome. Thank you so much. I freaked out, I swear. I was holding a conversation with Miss Coffee about it. And she was explaining to me a little bit of how it worked and, you know, what email I'd be looking forward to and all that good stuff. And then today, I'm kind of tired, I'm not going to lie. I am a little bit tired today. I totally forgot I had some errands to run and some bills to go situate super early in the morning. I don't know how I forgot about that, but I didn't go to bed till extremely late. And I woke up like a zombie, half awake, had to jump out of my sleep and run to go do those errands with my husband. So I had gotten the email when I was out. And I started freaking out. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And my husband looked at me like, what? What's wrong? What's wrong? He thought something was wrong. And then that's when I showed him. I was extremely excited. But I'm trying to figure out all the things that come with it. I set up some channel points, and I'm having some issues with the Pando channel points. I was able to refresh and get 2 of them, but one of them isn't there. Thank you so much, Ronix. I appreciate it. You've always been supportive since I very first started. That's why most of the time, even if I don't say anything, I just lurk when I see you up, when I could catch you up, and I'll just kind of keep you in a window while I'm doing whatever I need to do, really. I tend to do that a lot to most of the creatives that I watch. If I'm doing something, or if I'm just not really feeling like chatting or something like that, I still want to be supportive, so I'll kind of just open a window on either my computer or another device and just have a whole bunch going at one time. Thank you so much, Jersey Girl. Not a problem, Ronix, of course. Of course, of course, of course. Absolutely. I've said that from day one, though. I love that about this platform. I really do. People over here are so supportive of one another, and they just want everyone to succeed. You know what I mean? It's not like a competition, or who can get the best, and who could get the most, and everybody really just enjoys it and uses it for what it's for. Have a good time, you know what I mean? It's not meant to be something that, it causes stress or causes a headache. It's supposed to be fun, you know what I mean? Oh, kitty cat, I'm sorry. You go through that all the time. All the time. Sometimes he feels like sleeping, other times not so much. I agree, Ronix, I do. I agree. It's like, kind of like an habitual liar, how you have to kind of you have to keep up with all your lies to make sure you don't get caught in any of them. It's the same concept. When you're somebody that's like so uptight and so competitive with things that you don't need to be competitive over, it gets exhausting. I can't. I'd rather everybody come in here, have fun, enjoy, talk about whatever you want to talk about, as long as you don't, bully each other or anything along the lines of that. It's a free room here. Yeah, I can imagine. Sometimes nights you get lucky and he'll go down really early. I really thought the sugar crash would have last. Yeah. He's coming down from it. So it's like now he's coming out of his sugar crash feeling and wants to bounce all over the walls. That's kids, though. Kids will be kids, and that's just that. I know sometimes it can be tough, It could definitely be tough. Especially, like, if you're not having help and stuff. It sucks. I kind of went through that, like I said, somewhat as a kid, because I kind of had to take on the responsibility of my siblings. And, yeah, it's a pain in the ass. I agree. But then once you get him to calm down, it's like, ugh, a breath of fresh air. So what is everybody working on? I'd love to know. I'm over this one. I think I'm gonna bring out maybe like 4 or 5 good ones and then ask everybody what they think I should do and what I should work on, what everybody wants to see me work on. I have so many, it's not even funny. I really intended to do a custom that I have. It's an image of my husband and I. I had gotten it done by a company that was like totally off on the skin tones. I was extremely upset about it. And I got it from another company, so I want to do that, but then I'm nervous to do it because if I get it going and another company I have an issue with the skin tones, I'm going to be really, really upset. Oh, that's right, Ronix. You're doing a mystery canvas. That's right. I have to get my hands on one of those. I've always wanted to try one and see. How do you like it? Do you enjoy it? See, my only fear with the mystery canvases, what if it's something I don't like? Like, you know what I mean? I know you could pick by like category and stuff with most of them, but what if it's like an image that I don't really enjoy? You know? See, that was the part that I thought would be really cool, is like revealing little bit by little bit. I know a lot of people do that with like regular canvases where they'll have like someone, a friend that made diamond paint, or a family member that'll put like a whole bunch of release papers over the sections where they reveal one section at a time. You know, they pick a number or something like that and they do it that way, which seemed cool. And like I said, I've always wanted to try it and think that I would enjoy that part, but I would just be so nervous that if it's like an image I don't like, I think I would be upset. Guess I got my husband's opinion on it. He said he knows. It looks beautiful. I will say that. From what I've seen so far of it, it really does. It looks so pretty. It looks like trees or something. I wanted to do that and make a channel redemption to pick a number, but I don't have the space to be working on. Yeah, I get that too. But that is a really good idea. That's definitely a great idea. I notice a lot of people seem to do that. That's like a thing that I've seen a lot of people who diamond paint do. They'll have, you know, the canvas completely covered to where they don't even know what it is, and then work on it bit by bit. But then you would also think, like, if you purchased it and it's not a complete surprise, wouldn't you know what your canvases are anyway? So once you get far along enough, you would know what it is because you bought it? I mean, unless it's like a canvas that somebody specifically bought for that reason and then covered it for you and you don't know what it is, you know what I mean? But if you already know what you have, I would think that, you know, you'd kind of figure it out after so long. Dark fantasy theme, so I'm... yeah, this canvas has got a decent amount of 310s all in the background. This canvas has nothing compared to the Kiss canvas that I did for my husband for his birthday. Ugh. The amount of 310 that was in that canvas made me sick. But I'm expecting that, isn't it? Oh yeah, I love the artwork from that artist. I was told if I started at the top, then I would know what it is kind of fast, so that's what I did. Usually, funny thing is if you look here, see how the top is started on the canvas, and I stopped. This canvas is so big that I was having a hard time working from the top to the bottom, because that's normally what I'll do, because it seems like the majority of the good stuff is up on the top of the artwork with most canvases. So normally I start from top and work my way down. But because the canvas is so large, like I have it rolled with clips, I couldn't work it like that. And that was like before I got like my setup and got the extra desk and all that stuff. So I have more space now. Yeah, you know, what I was doing, I got these clips, right? These are like, they're so beat up now, but they were nice at one point. They're from the dollar store, like Dollar Tree. And you can get them in this real big size or a smaller size that looks exactly like this, but they're smaller, right? And if you get a pool noodle and you cut the pool noodle down to the size that you need it, and take these and roll the canvas onto the pool noodle and clip it into where the little hole is in the pool noodle, sometimes that works really well to get some of the canvas out of your way. And then you kind of just let it hang on the side of your table coming off your light board. Now, the light boards that I have, that I use, I started using the really, really small ones. I hated them. I don't work on any canvases that are that small. Not by any means. Not even my smallest canvases are that small. So I found these. I found one that's under this. I still have that, but I lost the plug to it. And then I found the two that I have. And these are huge. I mean, they're huge. They're the biggest that they come in. And most of the canvases don't fit. They don't fit. They won't fit like, all the way around. But if you take that pool noodle and you cut it down to the size that you need it to be, made two pretty quickly, sadly. I don't have enough table space for A1. Yeah, I think that's what this is. I think this is an A1. But I get the space thing because, the old house that we were living in, I mean, we had no space. We were like, we were cluttered, to the absolute max possible. But when we moved into the new place, I definitely had access to a lot more space, and that's why when we first moved in here, we have a lot of closet space. So there's a lot of closets that we got lucky with. And there was one walk-in closet in the house. And, I was looking at it like, oh, wow, this is nice. We can turn this into like a really nice little walk-in closet, do like a his and her side. My husband looked at me and was like, you have so much diamond painting stuff, you might as well just take that walk-in closet for all your diamond painting stuff. And I was like, really? Really? And he was like, yeah, just take it, take the biggest closet in the house. That way you can walk in there and look at what you have and, organize everything the right way. And, you'll be comfortable with that. That way your stuff's not all squished and crammed in with other stuff. So he gave me the biggest closet. So I was able to pull a lot of the stuff that I would have had to put in my space, my working space, and put it up into a closet. So now, really, the only thing that I have I have two desks. I have one that's a little bit higher than the other one, but it's not very noticeable. And I have one that's wooden with like tile that I recently just got, which is the one I'm working on now. And I just butt them together. Honestly, I don't have the space for an A2 either, but yeah. He's great. He's awesome. He really is. He is awesome. I tell my friends and stuff like that all the time that he's definitely a keeper. There's times where he does things that I don't expect, like the last big surprise that he kind of just spun on me out of nowhere. I mean, it wasn't a special, day or anything like that, but I had rearranged the entire house. I mean, I was up. I just could not sleep. I didn't know why that was, but I just couldn't sleep. Every time I go to lay down, I couldn't sleep. And sometimes I get like that because sometimes he works night shifts. So it bothers me, I don't like it. And sometimes it can get a little lonely for all the ladies who know, what it feels like to have a husband or a boyfriend or fiance to work a night shift. You don't want to be laying up in bed by yourself. That's like boring and not fun, and I hate it. So I couldn't sleep, and I'm like, you know what? I need to like do something. I need to get my mind situated. I need to keep myself busy. That way I'm not here crying like a damn baby. You know, he's not leaving forever. He will definitely be back. I just kept having to tell myself that. So I got up and I'm like, well, what can I do? I rearranged the entire house. I mean, I rearranged the bedroom. I moved all these dressers and the bed, and I hung some of my diamond paintings, and I cleaned everything up, and I rearranged the couch and the entertainment center. And I mean, every bit of furniture that I could have possibly moved on my own, I did. And when he walked in from work, he looked around like, what the hell? Like, how did you even do that by yourself? And I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, I just did it. I was tired and I couldn't sleep. So I decided, since I couldn't sleep, I'd make myself useful and surprise you with, you know, doing like a deep clean of the house. And, you know, giving you something comfortable to come home to, something different. And he loved it. He walked in. He was like, wow, like, it looks great. It looks so much better. So now that's how we have the house. It stayed that way after that point, because the way we had the house before, it was like a quick, we were trying to hurry up, move in. So let's just get all the furniture in and just leave it where it sits. It looked nice. It wasn't like bad, but it just didn't have that touch of comfort to where it felt homey. You know what I mean? And I guess I gave it that touch of homey feeling, and it stayed that way ever since. But there was this pen that I really wanted around that time, and I knew that, you know, we had just got done paying some bills off and stuff like that. So I didn't really want to be like, you know, hey, could I get this? You know, I didn't want to put that burden on him at the moment, because I knew that even though if we didn't have it, he would still say yes, because he knew that I wanted it. So I didn't bother. And I was talking with my cousin about it, bringing it up briefly. And then, I don't know, I guess the conversation was heard, and he came out of nowhere and was like, get it. And I was like, really, really, really? And I was super excited about it. I got it. And then, not only did I get that, I got 3 other ones that he allowed me to get. So, you know, sometimes he does things out of the kindness of his heart, just to kind of make me happy and just to show me that he appreciates the things that I do. And I'm grateful for that. I really am. Anytime I come to him about, like, you know, an idea that I may have, or like the streaming thing, I never thought that I would have the guts to do it. Never, never, never. Oh, kitty cat, I'm just seeing it. You said, I just finished the butt of the spider. Nice! I'd love to see it. You gotta send me a picture of it. I'm excited to see it finished. But, you know, ooh, I'm excited to see that too, Ronix, when I see you up at some point. I love pens. You want to see some of mine? Hold on. I think it's a little ridiculous. So does my husband, but I just can't help it. I can't help it. Can't help it. I'll tell you, when you get this, when you get the urge to buy with this craft, it's ridiculous. But I'll show you. My flower ones. Oh yeah, Ronix, I don't play. I got a whole case and all that. And I'm still adding. I'm still adding to them. These are my 2 least favorite. This was a company that I wish I never ordered from. They came with cracks all through them. This one came, the other end, the hole was drilled way too big on it to where, like, the placer swims in it. So I had to take hot glue and, like, glue it in there. And this one came with, like, cracks, and it was terrible. Which one is my favorite? Which one is my favorite? Which one is my favorite? It's between this one and this one. So these are newer ones. This one here. So it's flowers with glitter, and then I'm big on a hybrid, so this was a custom one that I had done. I love hybrids, so I had them do a hybrid with some pink glitter and some pretty flowers, and this one wasn't. This one was just a one I saw in the shop. I was going to get the whole collection to this one, but I didn't get the chance to. The owner of the shop, Norse Alchemist, is where I got a lot of my pens from, and Kevin's Creations, which is this one here. But by the time I went to go back up there and grab the other 3 to the set of this one, the galaxy looking one, they had done like a really big sale on the whole website. So literally, they were gone. I mean, those pens sat up there for months. Literal months. And no one touched them. But as soon as they had, like, this real big sale, they were gone. And I was so heartbroken. I was looking for Norse Alchemist today, actually. I'm definitely going to be getting... Yeah, Norse Alchemist, hands down, they have the best pens. 100%. They are wonderful. I mean, the quality of their pens is just different. Like, very different from most. They're heavy. You can tell the quality of the, you know, like the stuff that the supplies that's needed to make them. Like, everything is just wonderful. Yeah, no, Ronix, they're great. You will not be upset. And it's pretty crazy because they're in they're not in the United States, and their shipping is wonderful. I mean, normally shipping, it says like it could be a while, it could be like, you know, they give you like a couple weeks to kind of give themselves some time to like save their ass, but their shipping is wonderful, their speeds are great. I mean, if you have an issue, they're more than willing to help you. Like, the person that owns it is nice. They're a great person, and the quality that comes from that shop is just divine. Like, that by far, between the Norse Alchemist is at the top of my list from everywhere I've gotten pens. I mean, I have Enabler's Outpost, which is another really good one. I have Norse Alchemist. I have Kevin's Creations. I have one from I have a couple from this other company. I don't think there's a name to it. I think it's just the guy's name. Which it was my original pen person that I was going to, but I noticed that it seemed like those pens were really like thin, and they didn't have much weight to them, and they got worse as I kept buying, if that makes sense. Like, they were really, really good when I first was buying them, but then they kind of got worse as I continued to buy, so I stopped buying from them. I would definitely say Norse Alchemist is at the top of my list, and then Kevin's Creations. It's Kevin and his wife, and they're great there. They do customs. They're good at what they do, and when you give them an idea, they 100% like have no problems running with that idea, and you will get like an absolute beautiful finished product. I was looking at him. He finished an old adult coloring book I had laying around, and we were gonna... Oh, kitty cat. That's cute. I love when kids color. I just love kids, period. I'm just a big kid person. I've been around children my entire life. Is great-grandma's for Mother's Day, but we weren't able to go over there on the weekend. Oh, well, I hope that you get to go over there soon. Okay, I'll be here. Yes, Ronix, Kevin's Creations is on Etsy. If you search them, it should have no problem coming up. And, I mean, they have some really good stuff. Like, earlier, I had seen this pen that I absolutely fell in love with that they just added, I think like 7 or 8 hours ago. By the time I even seen the notification, it was sold out. So they're a pretty good shop, I have to admit. And they're so nice. They're nice people. They really are. And I think that's a big thing with me, is that not only am I looking for quality of an item, I also want the interaction to be nice as well. You know, I'm giving you my money. Okay. How is he? Is he okay? I bet, kitty cat. I bet. He's a little fussabot. Just from seeing him on your stream and everything, he's definitely a fusser. Ah. That makes sense. So he's squirming all over the place because he's ticklish. He's so stinking cute. Didn't have the best communication Saturday. Where did you buy from? If you don't mind me asking. Is it that that you said from France, I think you said, right? Am I mistaken on that? Because I know one shop from where they have like it's like the wooden pens with like the really pretty vibrant flowers in it. Kitty cat. Well, yeah, you know, that's the thing with me. I get very nervous with buying from companies that I'm not too sure about, because I've had quite a few mishaps. You know what I mean? I really, really have. With diamond painting companies and with pen companies, that I generally try to stick to the same companies if I can, because you never know. Like I said, with the 2 pens that I showed before, that I said I wasn't really too happy with, and that's why they're at the end of the book and never really get touched. I had brought it up to the lady that owns the business, and instead of, trying to understand that they sent me a pen that's, not very good quality, and they were not a cheap company, but they also don't advertise that the florals that they're selling are not real. They're not real flowers. So if I can go to my pen shop, right, and I can purchase a real floral pen turned the way I want it and everything for the same price as that pen shop, I don't think that that's by any means fair. You know what I mean? Like, you should kind of advertise that, hey, these are not real flowers. Because someone like me who loves floral blanks, I want my flowers to be real. I don't want fake flowers. Now, if there's a price difference, then cool. You're telling me, hey, yeah. I will respond to that in a minute. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Yeah, my comment to that is that I can understand why. I haven't heard the best things about that company. That's my whole thing too, is that people have asked me, oh, well, who did you buy, the pens that have the cracks in it from? And I don't really want to blurt out that, because again, I don't want to make anybody feel like I'm being rude or bad-mouthing anyone, because that's not by any means what I want anyone to feel like. Now, the situation with, like, where the canvas is from and stuff like that, of course I'm going to tell people the issues that I'm having, because I don't want anybody else to really experience that. If I can manage to kind of save someone from that. But as far as like bad talking a company, that's something I won't do. Because it's just rude. Yeah, you can definitely tell just by the feel and the look of the overall pen. You could definitely tell which companies are taking their time to really bring a good product as opposed to a company who's just selling garbage. And this is, that's just the reality of that. Yeah, of course, Ronix, you can always ask me. If I have the answer for you, I'll give it to you without a problem. If I'm not sure, I could always look into it as well. But, yeah, anytime. You ever have a question, you could always ask me. Always, always, always. Right, exactly. Yeah. To bash anybody is really not a good thing. Not by any means. Definitely not. Definitely not. I agree. And that's my whole thing too, is that before I knew some of the issues that I was having with some of the companies and whatever, whether it's a small problem or a big problem, one of the main companies I was having issues with, I was an idiot and just binge buying, and instead of testing it first before I fully invested into it, I bought, then tried. So I'm kind of stuck with it. And really, that's all you can do. If there's something you don't like, then just don't buy anymore. It's your money. You work for your money. Can't nobody tell you what to do with your cash. And just, you could either reach out to the company, say, hey, I'm not really too happy with this, and see what they could try to do to fix it. If they fix it, wonderful. If they don't, what are you going to do? I've also got 2 pens from Blood Orange. Yeah, that's a good company. I've heard good things. I've heard good things. I don't own any from them, but I've definitely heard great things. Like I said, some good ones that I know of are Norse Alchemist, Enabler's Outpost, they're great. Kevin's Creations, wonderful. From the Butterfly Effect Wares, or from Enabler's Outpost. Diamond Pen Pal, boom, they're great. They're wonderful. Yes, Jersey Girl, I agree. That's another really good one. They're great, Ronix. They are. They're great. It's the same thing. It's a husband and a wife. Elizabeth and Edward, I believe, is their names. They're wonderful. So kind, so sweet. When you have a problem, they fix it right away. No questions asked. They're great. The quality is absolutely wonderful. Yeah, the roll stop is nice. I've definitely heard some real good stuff about that. Now, I don't know if when I do order, because I have quite a few things that I wanna get from them. I definitely want to do the lava pens for sure. I think those are so cool. And they have some really, really nice ones that I normally see up there on a regular basis. I don't know if I would ask them to not put that. Only because normally, if you notice, when I'm up here, anytime I put my pen down, I put it in my tray. It's not going anywhere. I mean, where's it going? So I don't know if I necessarily need the roll stop. But I mean, maybe I should try it and see if that's something that I like. I worry about it feeling funny in my hand, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if I would feel weird about how it would feel in my hand. But I wouldn't really know if I don't try either. Right, yeah, that's all. Just make sure that when you're getting up and you're going to do something, you just take the time to... I broke one pen of mine. One. Knock on wood. One. And thankfully the one that I broke was a cheap one that was gifted to me from Amazon. It wasn't one of like the hand-turned ones. So ever since I broke that one, I am very, very cautious when I lay my pens down. I don't want any mishaps. They're not cheap. They're definitely expensive. You can buy a whole damn diamond painting for the price of some of these pens. It's definitely a dangerous situation, because if it rolls and it falls from a decent little height, it's going to shatter. Hands down. There's no way that it won't. Because it's either resin or acrylic, and both of which will shatter. So, I definitely, I try to take the time and remember, hey, if you're going to get up and go do something, or you got to move to where you're away from the desk, put your pen somewhere safely. Yep. Some of them run way up there. Like the lava pens, I really would love to get at least one or two of those just to add to my collection of pens, because I find them so fascinating. That's the only company that I'm aware of that does them. And I would love to have at least one or two in my collection, but I don't know if I can convince myself to spend $100 on a pen. Oh, kitty cat. Yeah, you can hear her. Yeah, she's not. She's pissed off right now because I believe my husband just walked out to go to work, and she's in there by herself. So yeah, she's in a mood. She'll whine and whine and whine until she eventually gets tired and passes out. I cannot stand this song on this playlist, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I can't even understand half of what the hell they're saying. All I hear is get your ass up, something, 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 something. I don't know what else they're saying. But she's in a little mood. I mean, lately, I was talking a little bit about it last night. She's been acting out, you know what I mean? I don't really know what the deal is with it. I don't know what happened. I don't know if when my little sister was here, something may have happened or something along the lines of that, or if she's just acting out for attention. And I mean, I couldn't see that being the case, the attention thing, because I mean, she gets all of the attention. She's really, her and the kittens are the babies of the house at all times. We have two other dogs, bigger dogs, who are just a little over a year old, brother and sister. And, she's the baby of the pups. So she gets the majority of our attention all times of the day. So for her to be doing it for like an attention-seeking thing, I don't see that being the case. I mean, hey, you never know. I spoke with the shelter today, probably maybe about 2.5 hours before I came up here, and I told them, I said, hey, the crate that you had given us is ruined. Because normally what we have to do at night is we have to put her up, because she'll chew everything. I mean, she'll chew cords She'll chew clothing, shoes, anything, furniture, anything she can get in her mouth. And I worry about plugged in cords. I don't want her electrocuting herself or something like that, God forbid, while we're passed out. So normally I like to keep her in the kennel right next to us. And normally, as long as she's right next to the bed, she'll go right out. No problems. She's good to go. But she had chewed the little pull-out pan in the crate. I mean, she chewed it to complete shreds. Like, I guess she was pissed off that we had her in there. She was not a happy camper at all, and ruined it. So I called them. I said, hey, would you like me to replace it? I have no problems replacing it if need be, because you guys said you needed it back when we finish her adoption. On Friday, I'll just go buy the same one. It was beat up when they gave it to us, but if you need me to replace it, I will. And the lady's like, yeah, no. She was like, don't even worry about it, girl. We have millions of cages. One cage is not going to kill us. It is what it is. She's a baby. No need to replace it. And I'm like, well, poof, thank God. You guys are already asking $450 for the damn dog to begin with. So that was kind of a nice thing to hear. But she had suggested me to speak, I guess, to their behavioral specialist at the shelter and transferred me over to her, but I guess she was out the office at the time. And she emailed me some tips and stuff and was like, oh, could you kind of explain to me what's going on with Echo and, what exactly she's doing and the behaviors that she's, the behavior she's got going on, that's an issue. And I'm like, well, they're not so much of an issue. That wasn't really the reason that I called. The reason I called was to know, do I have to go out and buy a new crate before Friday to replace the one that she chewed up? Because instead of just fostering and returning her, we're going to be keeping her. So does that fall under, like, me having to replace it? And if it does, it is what it is. And that's when she was like, no. But, she still had sent me, like, a little pamphlet or whatever and said, things that you could do, I guess, for puppies to get them to stop chewing on stuff. They have, like, different sprays you can use. That's, like, I guess, like a bitter taste to where they don't want to chew it, and they don't want to touch it. So that was a suggestion. Then she had mentioned, like a muzzle when she's not being watched. I'm totally not okay with that because she has the run of the house. Even though she's the smallest out of everybody, she has the biggest attitude and the biggest personality. And she just loves to run around the house and I guess tear shit up. Let's just be honest. That is what it is. And I don't think that it's fair to her to be putting a muzzle on her face to where, she's running around during the day with a muzzle on her face. How is she going to drink her water when she wants and eat her food when she wants and, eat her treats when she wants and play with her little chew toys and stuff? So that one I kind of was like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not really too fond of that one. Then I think another little trick, which works more for cats, but sometimes works for dogs. You put like a little bit of water inside of a little spray bottle, like a mister bottle. Nothing that's like gonna hurt them or anything, like a hard mist, but like a soft little mist bottle. And when they're doing things that you don't want them to do, you mist them in the face with it. So it's kind of like ooh, I don't like the way that feels. I don't want to keep getting soaking wet, and sprayed. I don't like that. So they stopped doing it. Then they had some other stuff where it was like a chew toy that you could get, which would kind of occupy her day, I guess, so to speak. To where instead of chewing up my furniture and my shoes, and I mean, she's a big sock person. Any sock she can find, whether it's new or it's old or it's dirty or it's clean, she's got it in her mouth. And there's some sort of chew toy that you could put like this like spray treat in. It's like a treat spray kind of thing. Like, does anybody remember like the spray cheese as kids? That you like spray on crackers or you spray on like a chip or something? It's the same concept, but it's for dogs. or puppies or cats or kittens. There's different like recipes you can choose from. And that's supposed to help. They're saying also that when she gets her booster shot and she has her last like distemper and all that on Friday, that she should slow down a little and her energy should kind of come down some, because right now, you know, her distemper is still needing to be boosted and some other shots. So she's super, you know, bing, boing, bing, all over the place. They last a while and they can take teething instance out. Okay. So, see, that's what I thought, Kitty Cat. I think that it's more of a teething thing, to be honest. The not listening thing, I don't know where that came from. Because, I mean, this dog was an absolute dream. A dream when we first got her. She listened to absolutely everything she was told. She learned paw and sit and stay in like a day and a half. And she knows it by heart. No problems. No questions asked. So I don't know where the, like, not listening part is coming from, where she's just like, yeah, okay, screw you. But I do believe that the chewing also sounds like teething. I agree with that. Because she's little, you know, she still hasn't even lost her first tooth yet. I know it sounds kind of weird, but just like with babies, you know how you can keep like a box or a book or whatever, and when they lose their baby teeth, you can keep them, kind of thing. I did the same thing with the puppies that are now a year and a little bit old. So the bigger doggos, I did that with them. I had like little cases that I had gotten where like their first, I think it was like their first 3 baby teeth or something. You keep it in this little case so that you could just kind of remember of when they were that small, because they're big breed dogs. So they grew pretty fastly. I think I'm going to do the same with her, because she's also a very big breed. She's a Rottweiler, so she's going to grow pretty fast. Right, exactly, Kitty Cat. I agree. And I think that's more where they were leading at with the behavioral specialist, was she's a puppy. She's a baby. You know, she's not even 3 months old yet. So she's itty bitty. She's still a baby, and it happens. You know, when you get a puppy, you have to expect that. I just, like I said, I'm not so much worried about the little stuff like the socks. That came more from my husband, because with the other puppies, we basically, as chew toys, we used to get socks. We would buy like a pair of socks from the store, and they loved this. They didn't want no parts of their actual toys we spent all this money on. We would take socks and we would tie them up in a bunch of knots, and we would give them to them, and they enjoyed them a lot. And he did the same thing with her, and now every pair of socks she sees, she thinks it's a toy. I don't worry about stuff like that. I'm more so worried about cords and stuff. I don't want her to chew something and really hurt herself. You know what I mean? That's my concern. Or something that could make her sick. Okay. I can only see what color my sister has. Yeah, definitely. If you find that out, please let me know, because I know you were talking to me about that the other day, about the collar thing, where it has like the shock or like the vibrate, or has like different settings. Because as a baby, I don't know if I would want to do like shock her. Like I just don't think that would be like the humane thing to do. So the vibrating, maybe that would kind of like just freak her out a little bit, to where she knows don't do that. It wouldn't really hurt to try. As long as it's not harming her, I don't care. See, really use the tone. Right, exactly. Yep. I agree. It's a 2-pack, so if one gets this right. Okay. Yeah, definitely try to see if you can find out the collar, and also what type of horns does she get? Does she get like deer antlers? Because I know when I go to the Petco near us, they have like antlers, they have like hooves, they have a bunch of different stuff. As long as it's not pork, then I don't care. We don't eat pork in our household, so we don't feed the animals anything with pork either. So as long as it's like not a pig kind of part, I don't have any restrictions. So, because they have like hooves and stuff like that you can get, that I've read up are supposed to be really good for like their teeth and stuff, but it's from a pig, and we don't feed them anything pork. Right now I have the puppies on a no kibble diet, because there was this like article that I seen, and this is like pretty crazy, because anybody who has an animal, you buy pet food, right, from the store, and this is supposed to be like the best thing that you can give your animals. Well, in this article, they didn't feel that way. They said that, dry kibble is supposed to be like really bad for them, and wet food's supposed to be even worse for their stomach. So I cook for them every night. I make them white rice with different mix-ins. So different things that are good for dogs is what I mix in. Sometimes it's like pureed pumpkin, or, cut up bananas. Eggs are really good. Plain, non-fat yogurt is good for their coat and is good for them. Sometimes I'll throw in certain veggies that are good for them. Things like that. And that's what they eat. And they seem to, when they eat kibble, they actually get sick now. Like, it doesn't agree with their stomach. And I guess that's because, they're used to the diet. See, kitty cat, I did not know that. Usually I cook them, because I was worried, I guess, about like salmonella with like raw eggs. And eggshells, I didn't know that either. Like a whole egg? Like the whole thing? Like just hand them an egg from the fridge? You mean? Because usually when I feed them, it takes a little longer than your average, it sucks, and it's more expensive, obviously, than just buying a big bag of dog food and feeding them that. But it really is more sufficient. It seems like, their overall health is better. Their coat is so much prettier. They seem happier. They seem to enjoy it more when they're eating it. It's obviously a whole damn thing, because I gotta cook it, then it has to sit for at least an hour in the fridge or in the freezer to cool down, because I don't want it to burn their mouth, and and kibble, it kind of fills them a lot faster than the rice does. I have to give them a decent amount of rice for them to be full. So normally they'll get 2 to 2.5 bowls before they're completely full. With kibble, they literally get like 2.5 cups of kibble and they're good to go. They don't want any more. Okay. Her husky had tummy issues, and that's what her vet told her to do as a puppy. Okay. And my sister would use those flexible ice trays and mix cracked eggs, eggshells, and catnip. Really? Catnip? For dogs? Huh. Maybe I'll have to try that, because they definitely need something to chill them the hell out. When they were little, I mean, they were crazy rambunctious. Like, they just, same thing with Echo, rambunctious, all over the place kind of thing. And I had this shampoo that was like a puppy shampoo, but it had like lavender in it and like calming stuff for puppies. And I would use that. I'd give them a nice little warm bath, and it would normally calm them as if like a baby. You know how they have like chamomile shampoos and body washes and stuff, and it calms them? That was kind of the concept, and that worked really well. But catnip, I've never heard of such a thing. I have a lot of that, because we have cats too. Okay. Okay. Huh. I definitely always like, little tips and tricks. I'll definitely try it for sure. I don't know everything, I mean, I'm pretty familiar with dogs. I've been my entire life. I was raised around animals. So I'm pretty good with training and things like that. But, I don't know everything that's good for them. Sometimes in a situation, I'll look it up. If it's something that I want to know, I'll look it up, and that's kind of how I'll find out. But if someone can tell me, like, hey, this is good, it kind of is helping in a sense, because I don't have no problems trying things that people ask me, like, hey, this is good or that's good. I will definitely try it by all means. She has a husky and German shepherd, so they also have a lot of... Yep, those are two dogs that definitely are full of energy. Full. German shepherds and huskies for sure. Huskies, most definitely. Huskies are known for that. Whew. So the other day, my husband had come home. Now, normally I'll just go to the laundromat. We have a laundromat, like, right in the back of the house. Because in the apartment, we don't have, like, hookups, you know what I mean? To even get a washer or dryer. So that kind of is, like, sucky. Now, when we first got the place, they advertised that they had a washer dryer on site. So it wasn't something that was an issue to us, right? Well, we moved in. We quickly found out that there's definitely a washer dryer on the site. But it is completely trashed. Like, I guess they had an issue where, kids were coming in when they get off school, and they'd come in and, like, steal the cash out of the freaking things. So they transferred the machines over to, like, card only. Like, you had to load the card. But then they quickly found out that didn't work either, because they'd come and they'd try to take the money out of where you load the card at. So I guess they just kind of gave up and never replaced anything. They just left it that way and advertised that it was here, but it's not workable. So technically they were being honest about it being here, but it serves no purpose to us at all. And the other day, my husband had come across what they call a compact dryer. And, it is the absolute best thing that I've ever experienced in my entire life. If you don't have a hookup, it literally is identical to a regular dryer. It just doesn't. It's a little bit smaller. I mean, it fits a lot. It's a tiny bit smaller, and it doesn't require an exhaust outlet. So it has like a little piece on the back of it that I guess catches like the lint and stuff. Now, obviously, it's not going outdoors, so it can get a little bit hot in whatever room it is that you're using it in. But other than that, it's absolutely wonderful. It's great, and it definitely comes in handy for someone, again, who doesn't have hookups. And we also found a washing machine that we're working on getting that is a, what is the brand? I think it's like Whirlpool or something, if not correct. Magic Chef? I don't know. But it literally has a little piece that you take and you hook it right to your sink. So whatever sink you want to use. Right, exactly, yep. Same thing as your grandma. Same thing. It just kind of hooks right to your whatever sink it is that you're using. And it's a full-size washer. So it doesn't need like an actual hookup, and neither does the dryer. Now, with the dryer thing, it has a little filter in it that you pull out, just like a regular dryer where you got to pull out the lint catcher. It's the same thing, but it's inside the dryer in the back. You pull that out, each dry, and you clean it off, get all the lint off, and it literally is a dream. It's an absolute dream. Mashed up. Exactly, yeah. Bananas, they love bananas. As like an actual treat, they all love bananas. Even our cats love bananas. My husband will go to the store, the corner store, every day and buy them fresh, and that's what they eat for their treats all day, is bananas, because they're good for them, and hey, they enjoy them, so that's normally what they'll have. See, that's what I grew up to, kitty cat. I grew up to a clothesline, straight up. You hand wash your stuff, or if we did have a washer at one point too, but if you hand wash your stuff, you just take them and you hang them. We had this big old line from this big tree to this other big tree in our backyard at the home I grew up in, and my grandfather basically ran a line from one end of the backyard all the way up to the deck. So that way when you stand on the deck, all you got to do is pin the clothes to the line and then, string the line out. And that's what I was always used to. And I think that's honestly, in my opinion, that is the best way to dry clothes. Because you get that, fresh air smell, and it's just different. It's different from a dry wash, like a dryer dry, than like a clothesline dry. Yeah, I mean, what's wrong with that? If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do, I would way rather hand wash something than not wash it at all and keep wearing dirty clothes. Sometimes in life, you got to do what you got to do. That's just it. Got to do what you got to do. And you make things in life work. I always feel like this. Be blessed for what you have instead of worrying about what you don't have. Because this is the whole thing, is that when it's starting to be noticed that you don't appreciate what you have, you'll slowly realize that things start to get taken from you. This damn drill. It's a trash drill. Come on. Sucker. This drill is just hanging on for dear damn life. So kitty cat, what else did you do today? Anything interesting? Go for a walk or anything? I know sometimes you and the kiddo, you guys go for walks. Like I said, we went to bed late last night. Normally, we have this new thing. My husband, he plays scratch tickets and the lottery. He's really into that stuff. And that's his little thing he does at the end of the night, when he's not working. And then when he gets home, shit, he takes care of a lot, you know what I'm saying? And it's all on one person. So it's that's his little thing that he likes to do. By all means, if that makes him happy, then wonderful, And 3 days ago, he had asked me, he's like, hey babe, you want to scratch some scratch tickets with me? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I don't mind. So now every night he buys his normal scratch tickets and we do them together. So he likes crosswords, which is one of them. He does bingo, and then a couple other little ones. Super crosswords. So what we'll do is when we're playing it, he'll scratch a letter and then scratch it off on the ticket. Then he'll hand it to me. I'll scratch a letter, and so forth and so on. And then if we win, we win together. And it's been a really fun, like, bonding thing between the two of us. And last night we were up pretty late doing that. And finally, we watched a couple movies after I got off of here, chit-chatting with everybody here. And we didn't fall asleep till late. Pretty late. And I totally forgot that I had errands to run today. And my husband wakes me up, like, super frantic. Like, we gotta go. We gotta make it to the post office for the money orders at this time. And make it to the office to pay this and pay that. And make it here to pay before they close. And I woke up like there was fire up under my cheeks, boy. And I was so confused. I was like, what's going on? What's wrong? Because I forgot. I totally forgot that we had stuff we had to do. Or else I would have set alarms. Normally, that's what I'll do. That's my job in the morning. I'll set alarms. I'll get up, make the hubby coffee, wake him up. He's not by any means a morning person, so I deal with that. And then we get the day started. And I thought that I was going to be able to sleep in from the kind of long live last night. And, not getting much sleep. And I felt so idiotic. So my day was kind of hectic, honestly. Okay. Well, how is she feeling? I was sitting here thinking, oh, the puppy must have fell asleep. No, I guess my husband didn't go to work yet. He must have just ran out to either the store, go grab mail, maybe trash, something along the lines of that. And that's why she's not complaining anymore. She's spoiled. She is rotten. Rotten. Good, I'm glad to hear that. I mean, nausea sucks. It really does. That's not fun. Not at all. Not fun. Like I was saying, sometimes I deal with colitis, and now that's something that, from what I heard from the doctor that had diagnosed me with it, said it never goes away. So basically, I guess it's something that you're stuck with for however long. And basically, it only acts up when, like, I eat really hot food, like spicy food, or when I eat something that doesn't really agree with my stomach. And that is, like, painful. It's very, very painful. It really is. It is most definitely probably the most painful thing I've ever experienced. It kind of feels like knots in your stomach, and like a burning feeling, like fire in your stomach. And it makes you nauseous. It makes your head spin. You start getting hot flashes. And from me having real bad anxiety, I am 100%, my husband calls me a worry bot. I worry about everything. When I take Tylenol, I'm like, oh, I hope I don't get sick from this. If I eat something new, I get nervous. I'm a very nervous person in general. And when I get those hot flashes and I start getting woozy and lightheaded and nauseous, I get nervous. So it makes it worse. And I'm glad because they just made me throw even more. Use the juice on my wife to get her apple juice because that helps her too. And little man had juice. Well, that's sweet. That's kind that you did that. Because sometimes when a person doesn't feel good, it makes it 10 times worse if they don't have someone to kind of help them out. And they're going through that alone. Like when I'm sick, there's times where I get so sick, my husband can't even go into work for the day. Because I'm so sick. And I don't trust being home alone, being so sick. And, not for nothing, my family, little background on that, my family has a lot of medical issues. So most of my family, my dad's side, they all have diabetes, or had, because most of them have passed on. Um, and, that's like a passed on type of thing. So I always have to like check my sugar to make sure that I'm not showing signs of it. My dad and multiple people on my dad's side also have heart problems. My dad passed away from a heart attack. My Uncle John, his blood brother, passed away from a massive heart attack. So, I gotta kind of watch what I eat and what I do and my life choices, so to speak, when it comes to like health. And, when I get sick, there's times where I don't get sick very often, but when I do, I get sick. So my fever's really high. I gotta take anything I can to bring that fever down so I don't end up having to go to like the ER to get something intravenous to get it to come down. Because once your temperature hits a certain temp, you gotta be careful. You don't want it to get too high to where it's dangerous. When I first started experiencing my anxiety issues, I thought it was a food allergy. It literally, all the symptoms resembled a food allergy. And it happened quite a few times as I'm like eating something or drinking something. So I guess that's kind of where that stemmed from. And basically what would happen is I would get real hot. My ears would start to get really hot and turn like a red color. And all of a sudden my hands would start to itch. So like the palms of my hands, the backs of my hands. And at this point now I'm freaking out. Why do I feel like this? Then I would start breaking out from my chest down to my feet in red hives. And my throat would start to close on me. So, like an anaphylactic kind of thing. And I called, the very first time it happened, I called the ambulance. And they came to the house and they thought that it was a food allergy. So that, the people from the ambulance, they're trying to calm me down because I'm freaking out. I'm hyperventilating. I don't know what's wrong. I'm freaking out. My anxiety's through the roof, and they're like, calm down, relax, try to breathe because you're gonna hyperventilate and you're gonna pass out. So that's freaking me out. They had gave me epinephrine, and they gave me Benadryl. The epinephrine went into my leg, and the Benadryl, they popped an IV in me in the ambulance and gave me the Benadryl. Now, it starts to kind of, the throat's not feeling as closed off, so I'm starting to, calm down. I'm still extremely itchy at this point. I get to the hospital, and that's what they say it is. It was an allergic reaction to something I ate or something that I had, drank. Okay. So now at this point, I'm afraid to eat everything. Absolutely, positively everything. I don't want to put any food or drink in my body. So I'm starting to not eat at this point, right? Because I'm afraid I don't know what it is. I find an allergist. I go to an allergist. They're poking me with all this stuff. All the tests come back negative. Except for like 3. They said I was allergic to some sort of weed. I was allergic to German roaches. And I was allergic to dogs. Now at this time I have dogs. Never in my life ever been told that I've been allergic to any animal. I've grown up with them all my life. I don't understand this. So now at this point, I know I need to get some sort of second opinion. So when I moved back to New Jersey, I see another allergist, and they test me again, because this has happened quite a few times again after that. Yeah, that will happen to me as well. I'll start to hyperventilate. My chest starts to feel real tight. My throat starts to swell. It sucks. Real bad. I get it pretty bad. So I see this specialist, and they're doing all these tests. Everything comes back negative. Now I told them, I said, well, here's my paperwork from the last one I saw, and they told me, the tests for this, that came back positive. They tested me for the same things as well, because that was like the average or normal test for an allergist. And they said, well, that doesn't make any sense. Because they came back negative with us, so they sent me for a blood test. Now, the blood test will tell you guaranteed yes or no. I went for the blood test, everything came back completely negative. Nothing came back. Not allergic to a damn thing. Now, I found out through a family member, why don't you ask if it's anxiety hives? And I'm like, well, that's a thing. I've never heard of, I never heard of it. And come to find out, yes, it's very much a thing. And that's what was happening to me the whole time. I would get freaked out by something, or I'd get nervous, and it would set me off. Right away, boom, it would set me into a full-blown panic attack. And that's what was happening. It was causing the hives and the itching and all of that. And it was just horrible. Even when I get like a little anxious, my stomach starts to bother me. So stomach problems and upset stomach and all that stuff, oof, it's not fun. I'll never forget when COVID happened, right? And it was like in the prime of it. Nobody knew what was going on. Everybody was freaked out, and there was nothing, no shots or anything like that out, right? My husband and I got very, very sick. Now, we still to this day don't know if it was ever COVID or if it was just a stomach flu, because when we tested for it, they all came back negative. It sure as hell felt like we had it, but every test came back negative. And our main problem with it was the stomach issues. I mean, we could not keep any fluids down. We couldn't keep any food down. It was absolutely horrible. It was atrocious. Like, it was probably the worst pain in the ass ever, because it felt like it lasted forever. And now, to this day, like, certain foods that I've had my whole life taste totally different. They don't even taste like I remember them tasting like. They taste totally different. And this was quite a couple years ago. So it's not like it was months or a year. It was definitely like 2 years or better ago. And I still experience that. Sometimes I'll be sitting here, I'll just get a stomach ache out of nowhere, or I'll eat something and be like, oof, I used to love this, but it doesn't taste the same. Oh, that's right. I forgot, Kitty Cat. Tell me more about the baby. Could have sworn I saw you mention something about that last night. Now, is this the sibling that's been wanting the baby? That we spoke about? Oh, that's so awesome. Tell her I said congratulations. That is such a beautiful thing. It really is. Isn't it crazy how human beings were created? I think about stuff like that all the time. Like, how was this made? And how was this created? And how was that created? Like, I think about it literally all the time. I don't know why that is, but that's just me. Like, wow, how was this discovered? And I wonder how that was discovered. And I wonder how this came about. And I think it's so bizarre that us as a human can grow another little human inside of us. She is the one that my brother is dating. Got it. Got it. Okay, hang on. Let me check out what you said. I'm familiar with the Nalabones. I am familiar with that. We used to give those to the other pups when they were babies. Nalabones. They love those. Okay, so that's a good one. Let's see. Deer antler. See, that's what I saw. I saw the deer antlers, cow trachea. Wow. Oh, I would never. Never, 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 never. That is the worst thing you can give your dog is rawhide. They cannot digest it. Some people do it, but it's not good. It's really not. It's absolutely terrible for your dog. It's not good. I agree. So, I definitely need a little advice. I am contemplating on doing game night on Fridays and maybe Saturdays. Maybe just Saturdays, maybe just Fridays, maybe both. I don't know. But I believe that I'm going to do it with my husband those nights. So I'm going to do like a whole community game night where, like, I could do some sort of channel point or something like that where somebody can get up enough channel points to go with what game they want to be played. I just have to get hold of that capture card thing. So I'll be working on that within the next couple of days. Once I get that situated and I can get that under control, I think that's what we're going to be doing. Definitely send it to me then. For sure. For sure, send it to me. Whenever you get the chance, because I could really use something, because she, like I said, I'm more so worried about her well-being rather than mine. I don't really care about stuff getting ruined. It can be replaced. It's not that big of a deal. It can definitely be replaced. But I don't want her to hurt herself or get something that she gets and chews on, and I got to take her to go get surgery or something to get it removed or something to that effect. I had a ferret growing up as a child, and this thing was like my best friend. My best friend. I loved that thing. And it did survive it, but it was a hefty bill for my mom and my grandfather to kick off. I put little, like stuffies, little stuffed animals in her bed with her, and I thought you could do that. And I guess not. And she had chewed it and eaten, like, the stuffing out of the stuffed animal. And what happened, it got stuck in, like, her stomach and, like, her intestines and stuff, and she had to have surgery for that. And they had, like, kept her for like a couple of days. They sent her home with like a little cone and like an IV in her little wrist with like this thing wrapped around it. And we had to like give her meds through the IV. It was absolutely terrible. She almost died from it. So I get nervous with like her chewing stuff because I don't want her to hurt herself. I had to put some more. I'm surprised I had to put more putty in it. Normally it lasts like a little bit longer than that. I might just have not put enough. This one is by far my favorite scent that I've made. It's called Monkey Farts. But it smells so good. It smells absolutely wonderful. It's it's like a fruity kind of tropical kind of scent. Ronix, I wish that I did. I really should be, to be completely honest with you, because it's absolutely wonderful. Works great, smells wonderful. The recipe that I came up with is really, really good, to be honest. But I don't, because it seems like there's a lot of sellers on Etsy. And when I was part of the YouTube community, it seemed like there was a lot of people being upset because, if they sold something in their shop and somebody came behind them and sold something similar, they kind of felt like you were stealing their idea in a sense. And I just didn't want to step on anybody's toes. I didn't want anybody to feel like, oh, well, that was, I'm selling that or something like that. I didn't want to upset anybody. So I haven't. I really should. My general idea of buying all the stuff that was needed for it, which was a pretty penny at first. So the initial cost of it and all the stuff that you need for it is a decent investment. But the initial idea was to, I mentioned it to the hubby. I said, babe, I'm going to try to play around with some stuff and see what works and see what I like and see, if other people may enjoy it. And I got all the stuff and I started playing around with stuff and seeing what worked and what didn't work. And I found a recipe that works so well. And I absolutely love it. I don't use anything else other than it. I mean, I have patty wax and all these other different waxes and putties and that are great. They're wonderful. They work wonderfully, but I just don't feel like they work as best as the one that I've made. So really, and in a sense, if you think about it, I have all the scents at my own leisure, I can make whatever I want. All I got to do is either, if I don't have the scent that I'm wanting at the time, I just go buy it, and I just think it's better and it works better for me because I started noticing that, a lot of people are into the wax alternatives. So by the time I would get the chance to go up onto Etsy to buy any of it, it was all gone. So essentially I was getting stuck with like leftovers, So I started playing around and I started getting a feel of what I like, and it works great. It really does. At the moment, these are what they look like. Obviously, this is like scraps. So I've been using, obviously it won't say Diamond Art Club on it. These are just release papers I bought when I was using release papers instead of actually using tape. But these are scrap pieces that I've been using for the longest. I don't even need to use the actual ones that I've made to sell. But these are what they look like. I'll show you. So I named it CEDRINA'S Mighty Tack. That was the name that I came up with. This one is, they're like ombre bags. And like I said, it won't say that on the paper. It'll just be plain blank paper. But these are the bags. And right now I have kiwi watermelon. I have blueberry pancakes. I have cucumber melon. I have candy concoction. I have another one of those. I have pina colada. I have mermaid, which is a really pretty like floral scent. And then the monkey farts. And basically what I did was I just took all the scraps from what I had left over from the squares that are in these. And that's what I've been using. And the difference with mine and most that I noticed, the ones I noticed that have been sold that I have bought prior, they're smaller. So they're decent size, they'll last you longer. But the different thing I made with mine is extremely thick and they're longer. So there's the difference. I just felt like if I did start selling them, what would kind of make me different from anyone else is I just give you extra for your buck, you know what I mean? Because it's not something that will cause me to lose money from making them a little bit bigger and adding a little bit more of a scent to them. So they're really strong. I made them really, really strong. That way the scent on them lasts longer. And I'm happy with it. I really am. I'm extremely happy with it. Yeah, right. It's a significant difference. Like I said, if you look at the size of this, it's long and they're pretty thick. You know what I mean? And as I said, I did that because I used the scraps from what I've already made, and this has lasted me forever. You know what I mean? So I said, well, if I want to kind of make myself a little different from the average to separate myself from others, I'll just put a little bit more in my packaging, as long as I'm not losing money in the overall outcome of it, and it's not causing me to lose anything, then what's the harm of it? If that makes sense. Let's see. I've been trying so many different things and I haven't found anything I'm 100% happy with. I was kind of surprised how little it's getting. Yeah. Well, that's kind of where my journey started with making my putty. Is I've tried a lot of different alternatives from different places, and I would absolutely love all of them, but there wouldn't be like a perfect one. You know what I mean? And I wanted something that I was 100% happy with. I had no like issues with or no icks about, and that's why I said, you know what? Well, if I want something that's 100% going to fit me that may not fit others, well then why don't you just make your own? And okay, kitty cat, I'll take a look at it. For sure. Thank you. I'm going to definitely check that out because something's got to give. I'd rather do something about it sooner than later so she doesn't harm herself in the midst of it all. Oh, definitely, yes. I will definitely let you know. I'm pretty positive that it's coming, especially since I started streaming and I'm meeting new people. It seems like a lot of people have the same opinion on it. If it works and you like it and you think others would like it, why wouldn't you sell it? Don't worry about what other people think or how other people feel. And me, it was more like I just noticed, I started looking around at the different names and things like that, and I didn't want to like make a name that was too close to someone else's, or make anything look anything remotely similar to someone else's. So I needed something to kind of make mine different from others. And like I said, the difference is that if I start selling it, you'll get a whole lot more than what you normally would from the average shop. And now, I can 100% understand why most shops only give a certain amount, and that's because it is definitely a pretty investment in the beginning. And if you're selling it, you would have to continue making that investment each time you run out of things. But I do know from experience and me actually making my own that the initial buy is definitely a pain. So I can get why a person would be like, I can't give but so much, especially because prices differ. I don't know how much, whatever the ingredients they need for theirs, it runs them, as opposed to what mine ran me. Like I said, though, it lasts forever. Like, I'm still using scraps that I've had this whole time, and I haven't even gotten to, like, the nice ones where I've cut them into pretty squares, and they're evenly, dispersed throughout the packet. Like, I haven't even gotten to that point yet. I can't wait until I can get my damn nail fixed. I am, however, glad and I am grateful that it doesn't hurt anymore. That I must say. It was hurting for quite some time, and I'm glad it doesn't anymore, and it is starting to kind of, I think, I don't know, but it seems like it's starting to kind of grow back a little. But it's just irritating that, pretty soon, coming up within the next week or so, I have to go get a fill-in. And when I do get them filled in, I'm only going to be able to get 9 nails done. Could you imagine walking up into a nail salon like, yeah, do something nice on my 9 nails? That's like bull. And I didn't even have them a week. Y'all, a week. 7 days. I didn't even have them 7 days. That's, I think, why I'm so agitated about it. Right, Ronick. That's what I said. I called my technician. I'm like, am I going to get some kind of discount? That counts. You ain't doing a full hand. You're doing 9 nails. So what do I get off of that? And that's what I looked at my husband. I said, well, I'll probably get a discount. But I know them. I mean, see, I want to get a new nail tech because I noticed with this nail salon, it doesn't matter like what I'm getting done. They always ask for more than $100. Like, I could be going in there for something so simple, and they come with this ridiculous price, and it's like, wait a minute, where do you get that from? And they'll be like, oh, well, because, the design and, it's really hard to get the ingredients now, and they will sell you a whole story on where they came up with the price. And I'm like, not for nothing. This is a white French tip with freaking black squiggles, okay? And some clear over top. She literally was able to do it in like 10 minutes, if that. And, I've gotten stuff that was way more intricate in the past. I mean, charms and these crazy extravagant designs, and they cost the same amount. So I don't understand why, if I pick something simple, I'm picking something simple obviously for a reason, because I'm not trying to go into the nail salon at this time and spend $100 damn. Hello, Lightning. How are you? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. It's crazy. Right, Ronix. I agree. It's crazy. It's very, very, very insane. I said the same thing. I said, I don't understand where you're getting that price. Like, I pick something extremely simple, easy for you to do. That way I'm in, I'm out, boom, bang, that's it. And it's like, that wasn't the case. And it agitated me because it starts to come off like when I walk in, normally my husband will treat me to getting my nails done, right? Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that you're doing great. Anything interesting going on in your night tonight? My husband will usually treat me to get my nails done, right? And it's kind of like a little pamper thing. So cool, the experience is nice. But it kind of comes off like, most of the time I'll look back when I get that price and I look back at my husband like, what do you want me to do? You want me to pick something else? And he'll look at me and be like, get your nails done. Like, I am bringing you to get your nails done, so just get it, whatever. So it's starting to feel like they know us, so when I walk in, they know that no matter what price they give me, my husband isn't going to deny it, because he's already got me there. And, his thing, he always says, he's the type of person that doesn't want to get up somewhere and be like, oh, I got to put this back, or I got to put that back. And he doesn't want me to feel embarrassed around a whole bunch of other women to have to say no because I feel like it's too expensive. You know, he's like, well, what's too expensive to you? What they're asking, that's too expensive to me. And he doesn't feel that way. You know, he feels that if $100 will make me happy and make me feel good about myself, then it's well worth the buck. You know, but it's crazy. Like, they literally always come up with the same exact price roundabout, and it doesn't matter what I'm getting done. That sounds fun. To be honest, I've always wanted to try doing Legos. I just don't know if I'd be any good at it, to be honest. That's a lot of patience you gotta have. Seriously. And I've already got a hobby that I'm like constantly doing, so I don't even know if I'd even have the time. Let me see. That's understandable, but at the same time, don't let people take advantage of. Yeah, I agree, Ronix. I agree, but what do I say to that? I'm in their nail salon. What do I say? Hello, Knitting Tiger. How are you? How is your night going? I so can't wait until I'm done with this. I'm going to be so happy. It's like every time I turn around, I think that's it, and it's not. Let's see. Just a bit tired, been awake since 2 o'clock, and I was... Oh, wow. Yeah, I hear that. I definitely hear that. I was just saying this morning, well, last night I was up here for a little while, and then I had spent some time with the hubby, and I went to sleep kind of late, and I totally forgot that I had a bunch of errands to run this morning. So we woke up a little bit late, so it was kind of like one of those, like, you didn't even get the chance to get up, get a shower, you know, relax for a minute, have a cup of coffee. No, it was not one of those wake ups. It was like, get up now, put some clothes on, let's go, gotta head out the door. So I'm exhausted as well, so I definitely get that feeling. It's not a good feeling. I do hope that when you go to sleep, you get some good sleep, though. You could probably use it. I know I can. I could definitely use me some good sleep right about now. Good, kitty cat. Good, 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 good. That's music to the ears. He needs sleep. You know how, like, when kids run around crazy all day, they need that, like, takedown. You know what I mean? If not, they will be wired all night. And then they start to get agitated and scream because they're tired but don't want to go to sleep. That's the worst. So I'm so happy that he finally laid down. I'm struggling with restless legs, and when that starts, it takes about an hour. Ooh. Yeah, my mother-in-law struggles with that, actually. And she's always saying how her legs are hurt. It kind of feels like a pins and needles kind of feeling. I wonder if that's the same way that you're feeling. I hope that you feel better. I really do. That's got to be super uncomfortable to deal with. I couldn't imagine. That cannot be fun. Let's see, is that it for E? I think so. I don't see any more. So Tiger, I'm assuming that you knit. Just a lucky guess. Is there anything in particular that you're working on at the moment? Hi. Hi, baby. Hi. We have a visitor. Careful. It's a candelier. Hey, Papa. This is Tiger. Our little boy. Say hi. Hi, baby. Hi, Papa. What you doing? What you doing, baby? That depends. Okay, I'm not the best thing. It's not the best thing to struggle with, but it's part of it. Oh no. I'm so sorry you're going through that. Ooh, that sounds pretty. I love pickles. I have to admit. I've never heard of that, Lightning. That's very interesting. That's an interesting one. I'm learning a lot of little tips and tricks tonight. I know that bananas are really good for the legs too. I used to go through, when I was little, I don't go through that anymore, but I think I was low on potassium. And my legs would lock up on me a lot, and that's what I was told. I was told by my doctor bananas really help. So I wonder if that's something that you like. Do you like bananas instead of pickles? Oh, Lightning, so you've heard of the same thing then, bananas. Yeah. I think, like I said, when I was younger, I just wasn't getting enough potassium intake, and it was causing... Thank you so much for the follow, Anna. I appreciate it. How is your night going? Well, then, yeah, maybe. I've tried bananas, apples, pears, different types of nuts, milk, yogurt. Nothing helps. Huh. I wonder if there's like, do you have like a doctor that you're seeing that maybe could give you, like a muscle relaxant? That may really help. Yeah. I was gonna say, I mean, if there's nothing natural that you can do, you've tried everything, it's probably best to try some sort of prescription if you're not already on something. Like I said, I know that I've had quite a few conversations with my mother-in-law about that. She has issues with her legs where she's bedridden. And we had her in physical therapy for some time in the nursing home that she stays in, and she was doing really, really well. And then it just went right back to being so painful that she just couldn't bear it anymore. What's wrong, pretty girl? You're okay. You're alright. I'm gonna talk to my specialist and ask if I can get something. I forget all the time when I do see her. Yeah, I would definitely recommend that. I think that if they don't give you like maybe a pain medication, they could also give you a muscle relaxant, and that should help as well. No, kitty cat. Mm-mm. No, that's my little brat. The kittens and Mama Kitty normally stay in my craft room because, especially now with the puppers being here, Mama Kitty is not a fan. Not at all. I'm assuming that the person that we got her from, she was never around dogs, so she's not a big, yeah, so then that's what I would think, you should do then. I would get a muscle relaxant. That should help with that. Because it should help kind of relax all your muscles in your legs. And it should give you, I know with restless legs, from what I've heard, I don't experience it, of course, so I would never know exactly how it feels. But when I speak to my mother-in-law, like I said, that's what they give her. They give her a muscle relaxer, and it kind of just helps untense everything, which causes the feeling, I guess, that you get from that, and it seems to help her. But with hers, she has pain behind it as well. So I didn't know if that was like come with it kind of thing. I think that restless legs, I think that that's like where there's like a pins and needles kind of feeling, if I'm correct. I'm not 100% certain. Like I said, the only info that I have on it is really what I hear from my mother-in-law. So the info that I have on it may be 100% inaccurate because I've never experienced it. But from what she stated to me, it's like a pins and needles kind of numbness kind of feeling. So it makes it hard to like walk and makes it hard to sleep and things like that. This is a trash bro. But the kittens normally stay in my craft room because the kittens love the puppy. They're all best friends. They are all 100% besties. They're inseparable. They play all day. They act like fools together. But Mama Kitty does not like dogs at all, and she will attack them. So I have to keep them. I kind of have no choice but to separate them. And the puppy will also go in the litter pan and mess with the litter pan and eat up the kittens and Mama Kitty's food and all that mess. So I usually keep them in here with me. So when I'm up here, they're running all around like crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't imagine. I couldn't imagine that feeling. I couldn't. Like I said, anytime I talk to my mother-in-law, it seems like it agitates her a lot. She talks about it quite often, and it seems to bother her a lot. So I can kind of understand in that aspect why you feel that way. That's why I said if you are seeing a specialist, that's what she uses. They give her a muscle relaxant, and it just relaxes everything and kind of helps out with that feeling that comes along with it. Where did you see that? Here it is. Excuse me. Do you mind? Those are my feet. Yeah, those are attached to mommy's body. Those are attached, bud. He's over here attacking the hell out of my feet. As if they're like toys or something, and I can't feel that. Well, I guess I was more so just saying what it does for her specific issue. I don't think I was trying to explain to you so much as what muscle relaxants do. I think I was just explaining that that's why they stated that she should use it and why they prescribed her that. For those reasons. Excuse me. Go. Get away from my feet, suckers. Yeah, now you're starting, Mama Kitty. What? What, sweetie? What do you want, pretty girl? Mm-hmm. There is a decent amount of confetti, like, all here. This was pretty easy because it was the same yellows, but, like, here is a real pain. And the thing is that I normally like to multi-place because it just goes by so much quicker, but when there's only like 4 or 5 of that color, why am I going to take the time to dump it in the tray to pull out, 3 or 4 and then have to dump it all back? Like, I just, I'd rather just take them right out of the container, pop them on there real fast, close the container, and move on. So that's normally what I'll do, instead of taking the time to kind of have to dump them out and then pour them back in. Boy. surprisingly, it's cold. It was cold today. It really was. It's pretty chilly in the craft room. It's always chilly on any other part of the house because my husband has the AC running no matter how cold it is outside or in the house. But it's actually, I have the heat on. It was supposed to be nice today. It's been nice and hot the last couple of days, but I don't know what happened. I don't know. It just went from being absolutely beautiful outside to absolutely freezing. To be honest, I think I want to plan a cruise soon. That would be so lovely. I've never been. I think that would be so fun. About done with this. This one these look even worse. To be completely honest. They look even worse. What time is it? 11:28. Oh, I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait. You have got to send me pictures. I cannot wait to see it. Because, like I said, you got to let me know how much the pattern and everything is and what and how much everything would be to do that little thing I asked about. Well, yeah, I mean, that's true. It's a test run, so it's not going to be perfect anyways. And you're kind of just getting the feel. You could always kind of, the next go around, just move things around a little. That's all. Something you don't like with the end result, tweak it in the next one. The cute cuddly demon. I think that thing is so stinking cute. Well, when you do get the chance, just let me know. I definitely would, because then, like I said, you would have the pattern at that point. And there's a lot of people that thing is like really sought out for. There's a lot of people that are interested in those right now. So you would have the pattern at that point. Now you can do that, again and again and again, because you'll have the pattern for it. If you like it, you want to make one, or somebody contacts you, says, hey, I want one, you'll have it. And like I said, I can get all the stuff for it. I'll send you that up front, no problem. I'm not worried about that. That way you can get everything you need to get for it, you know? And that's not something that you got to worry about, like, oh, how, you know, how I'm going to get it because you don't have the colors or something. I'll just send it to you. I mean, I've seen your work, so I know I'll be happy with it either way, so it doesn't really make a difference if I send it to you after or if I send, you know, send it so you could get the stuff. I wonder if the redeem works. I still don't see the treat, which is so crazy. Yeah, see, I don't even see that working. I know when I tested those two, it worked. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I know the stuff. I know the other stuff works, so that's all I'm really worried about, honestly.
Bruh.
Okay. Cool. The other stuff works, so I'll just have to figure out what I have to do with Echo. And I will figure it out. That way I can get it all fixed and all situated. You said you got to give your eyes a break? From what? Putting the stuff together? Gotcha. Alright, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to take a quick potty break. I will be right back. Hang tight. 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. I back. Ooh, I love charcoal color. I think that's a pretty color. Alright. So, we are finished with another one. Let's come here. after this one, I'm gonna have to cut. Okay. Oh, it ain't too bad with the confetti. I mean, it's okay, but it's definitely got decent amount of confetti for sure. I am really hoping. Look, y'all will see it for yourselves. Hello, Queen Butterfly. How are you? I hope you're having a lovely night. I'm great, actually. I'm a little tired. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little sleepy. Today was a little bit of a hectic day. I had some errands to run, fell asleep late last night, and totally forgot that we had stuff to do today. So I was abruptly woken up out my sleep because we were running late. I didn't even get the chance to have a cup of coffee. Nothing. I mean, I had to get up and go. So I am a little bit sleepy, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good. Alright, we're going to do that because that's in my way. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad this morning. Usually I like to get up, and normally I'm the one that'll set the alarm and make sure we're up in time, make some coffee, kind of try to get into the day. But yeah, that wasn't that this morning. This morning was literally just a get up, we gotta go, get out the door, half awake, still got sleepy in my eye, and it was pretty rough. But I'm awake, I'm doing it, so. Okay, no problem. I shall be here. I'll be here a little bit longer. Did I miss something, Queen Butterfly? I don't want to say thank you for the congratulations and not know. Oh, not a problem. I'm like, did I miss something in chat? You're okay. I must say I got a decent amount of work done. I don't have that much of this it feels like I have much more. Oh yeah, I do that sometimes too. I have a bunch open at one time, so sometimes that happens to me as well. You're not the only one, you're alright. You are okay. Wow, and YouTube. You got a lot going on. I'm the same way though. I try to keep as many tabs open as I can so that I can support everybody. Okay, let me check it out. Yes, 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 that's it. Yep, that's the one. Ooh, I love the one in the front. Hmm, I absolutely adore the one in the front. The pink with the orange. Oof, that is really nice. 556. Okay. You just gotta whatchamacallit, just figure out, we'll figure out what the cost of the supplies and all that good stuff goes. But yeah, that's the one. I think that is so cute. I apologize to everybody in advance if you can hear the puppy screaming in the back. I promise you she's okay. She's 100% alright. She's just not happy right now because mommy is occupied and so is daddy. So she's not a happy camper. Where is 4? There it is. Oh no. That's not good. That's not good. I'm, like I said, I'll probably do this color and then one other one. And then I'm going to hop out. I guess we could figure out who we're going to go visit. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's do Kim for the day. That's who we'll do. She is currently playing Legend of Zelda. She's wonderful. She's another really good creative on the platform. I think everybody here would enjoy her. If you don't already know who she is, that's probably who we'll rate out to. She also crochets and does a lot of crafting as well. So, and again, as I said, she's absolutely wonderful. Okay, I'll be here. Like I said, I'm not leaving quite yet. I just wanted to see who we were going to head out to. Alright, we'll do this one. Sometimes it's real hard to get these Elizabeth Wards out with these nails, I must admit. I like this song. I do like this one. Hello, Gina. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little sleepy, but other than that, I'm alright. How was your night? I guess I'll be on here a little bit longer than I thought. I think the hubby has company. Well, I guess you guys are stuck with me for a bit longer than I initially thought. I am quite happy with how this is coming out, to be honest. It is very pretty. With all the flowers and all the little hidden things. I think that's my favorite part about the canvas, is that there's a lot of hidden things within it that you won't see until you complete it. So I think that's probably my favorite part about it. My not so favorite part is that I am really, really nervous that I'm going to run out of drills. I'm almost 100% certain. I've done it long enough, and I've been there, done that so many times that I'm kind of familiar with what it looks like, and it's looking like if I don't run out of if I don't run out of quite a few, I'm going to run out of at least one or two. And that's what I'm a little nervous about. With the initial start of this canvas and having to trash all of them drills, I thought I was going to be able to get assistance from the company so it wouldn't really make a difference. I could throw away trash drills without having to really worry about it. But I was wrong. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get lucky. I don't think so, though, to be completely honest. There's a lot of colors that are pretty close to running out, and I still got quite a few of that color. Because, I mean, if you look at the canvas, there's not... I'm glad that you're doing good. I'm pretty much finished. I've got this, a little bit of this, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 13 decent sized sections left. I feel like it's going to take me a lifetime too, to be honest. Let's see. This one. Oh. What are you doing, little man? I have to say I am super happy that I reached affiliate today. That's an extreme goal that I didn't think I was going to reach quite yet. I've only done, maybe this will be, I believe, my 13th stream. And I feel super accomplished. I'm happy. I still got some things I got to situate on the channel, so that'll be coming soon. I'm going to do the stream avatars and all that good stuff so that everybody has some fun things to do while they chit-chat. I just have to situate everything, that's all. Came from his coffee live on YouTube and saw you were live. Well, thank you for coming in to say hi. I appreciate you. And I totally forgot. I just spoke with her earlier about that. I didn't even know that she was doing the live still over on YouTube. I know this is her, not her last. She's got one more. And then I think she says she's done with the lives on YouTube. I totally forgot about that. I was supposed to make it over there, but unfortunately I had to hop on here myself. Thank you. Thank you very much. I definitely didn't expect it to be that fast. Like I said, I thought it was going to be something that was going to take me a little while to accomplish, but I was surprised by it. So I got everything situated, and now I'm kind of just working on channel points and all of that stuff, and trying to figure out all the quirks to it all. I gotta link Discord, that way I can start showing people's work in progresses and things like that. And I think I'm gonna do Friday and Saturday night game night with the hubby. I just have to get some equipment for it, and then I'll probably do some other cool fun things, some giveaways and stuff. I shall figure it out, but when I do, it will be fun. I'll finish up on this color, and then we'll shoot over to Kim for the day. Seems like she's still up there. Let's check her out. Let's see. Yep. So I am just about finished here. I'm going to hop off and go eat some food. Again, I say this every time. I appreciate all of you for staying with me and chit-chatting and keeping me company while I get some stuff done. There is some changes that are coming to the channel very, very shortly. Again, we're going to raid over to Kim for the day. She's playing Legends of Zelda. She's wonderful. She would take care of all of you lovely peeps. And I will see you tomorrow. Let's get here. Let's go.